Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we are going to talk about Trump versus the pediatricians. The Trump administration, President Trump himself, tweeted out that schools must open in the fall, or maybe we'll take their funding away, Has to be in person, all of this stuff. And to defend this, everybody pointed to the American Academy of Pediatricians and what they said. And they're like, see, they said they should return to school. It's not what they said. It's not what they said. Either you just read the headline or you read a news article that spun what they said to support the president. What they said was that should be the goal. And then they provided a laundry list of guidance that would make it safe. That guidance pretty much lined up with the CDC's guidance because contrary to a lot of people's opinion, there is a consensus among experts on how best to deal with this. The Trump administration, I disagree with the CDC on their very tough and expensive guidelines for opening schools. While they want them open, they are asking schools to do very impractical things. I will be meeting with them. So the president, in his infinite wisdom, is going to tell the experts what to do, and he's going to pressure them to change their guidance to make it less safe for children. That's what he's going to do. Because the American Academy of Pediatricians, I'm assuming, got tired of people spinning what they said, spinning their statement, they issued a new statement. And this is co-signed by the American Federation of Teachers, the National Education Association, a whole bunch of people. Okay, and it does start off with the same thing, We should get kids back to school. It's important. That's the goal. Of course it is. It's everybody's goal. But they want to do it safely. See, that's the key part. They want to do it safely. Returning to school is important for the healthy development and well-being of children, but we must pursue reopening in a way that is safe for all students, teachers, and staff. Science should drive decision-making on safely reopening schools. Public health agencies must make recommendations based on evidence, not politics. We should leave it to health experts to tell us when the time is best to open up school buildings and listen to educators and administrators to shape how we do it. A one-size-fits-all approach is not appropriate for return to school decisions. That's a pretty sharp rebuke of what the president said. They flat out said he was wrong. And unlike the news articles, I'll put the link to the statement so you can read it yourself. There's another bit to this that's entertaining. The president said he'd withhold funding. This same statement goes on. We call on Congress and the administration to provide the federal resources needed to ensure that adequate funding does not stand in the way of safely educating and caring for children in our schools. Withholding funding from schools that do not open in person full-time would be a misguided approach, putting already financially strapped schools in an impossible position that would threaten the health of students and teachers. Really doesn't get more clear than that. So, if you have been pointing to the Academy as the definitive proof, because they said they should open, which isn't what they said, I'm very curious to see how you're going to deny that this is important. This was your evidence last week, because you didn't read it or misread it. They're really clear on this. The president has exactly zero business in determining when schools open. Health experts do. One of the issues with the presidency is that people have begun to see that office as more than just the president of the Congress. That's really what it is. That's what it's supposed to be, the executive branch. He's not a ruler. That office was never meant to be that. Not supposed to know everything. Not supposed to have his fingers in everything. Not supposed to direct everything. Because one person can't know everything. And that's when you're talking about a qualified individual. When you're talking about Trump, who's bragging about passing a cognitive test, maybe there should be more input from others. The presidency has too much power. The Trump administration has shown this completely. It needs to be curtailed. That needs to be one of the most important things on the agenda of whoever is in office next, to limit their own power. Because eventually there will be another Trump. There will be another person who believes they are a stable genius, that they have infinite wisdom, when in reality, they don't know much. Make no mistake about it, this push to reopen schools, it's political. There's no logical reason to set a nationwide standard for when schools reopen when the threat isn't balanced everywhere. It's going to change. We have to be adaptable. If not, it's going to make things worse. The president's tweets are going to make things worse. The president attempting to control everything is going to make things worse. I personally would trust everybody who signed on to this a whole lot more than I would trust the president. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.